Hi everybody, hello and welcome to our premiere. I'm sorry I was missing in action last week, but peopling and adulting and all that sort of thing got in the way, as it does. Anyway, I have selected myself a piece of 12 by 12 from this pad, Rustic Textures. I think I got it at the Works, possibly even getting on for 10 years ago, a goodly time ago anyway. And it's just all this sort of loveliness, like burlap and wood grain, that sort of thing. So what I want you to do is cut 1 inch off the side, like that. Timmy, conveniently, this Timmy trimmer has up to 1 inch and maybe just 1 inch, 1.25 inch on this side that you can use. So I'll leave that to one side and then we can get on with the scoring. So, scoreboard. So with the 12-inch width along the top, actually I want this to be the outside, so I'm going to do it the other way, but still 12 inches along the top, and score at 4. Honestly, there are so many one-page wonders out there, you know. And score at 8. And then turn it round 90 degrees in either direction. And this now measures 11, so you need to score at 5.5 to score it in half. So 5.5 all the way down. So very simple start. In fact, the project is very simple. I saw Corey Damon do it, but subsequently I've seen other people do it. It's kind of not difficult at all. So yeah, there you go. You can see all my score lines there now. So what Corey did, and what's a genius idea, is to label her panels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I want to cut out 4 completely, but I want to cut a good margin into here. So it's going to be long on this side for 4 and this side pretty much right on the line. So let's do that. I'll just twist it so I can see it. So I want to just take a good, wow, that's hard to see. There we go, I can see that. A good margin on the side of that bump. There, right up to the centre line. And then this one goes along the centre. On the sort of, as we look at it, on this side of it more than anything. But even on the line will be good. So there we go. Doesn't want to drop out, of course. Why would it? There we go. So that's spare for the moment. So we've got 2 spare pieces. We've got the 1 by 12 piece and the 4 by 5.5. So the only other cut that we need to do is this one here, and we need to cut that. I'm trying to think here, I'm trying to remember what Corey did. We need to cut that, this one longer, so this one's shorter. So on the left hand side of that line as we look at it. Up to that score there. Right, so let's score it. Let's score in all our folds, all our creases. So making sure that we get them exactly on the crease. This is quite thick card, so crease is a bit thick, if you know what I mean. It's a bit fudgy. Then this one. And this one wants to get folded this way along that existing line that's left. Oh, I've just remembered something. Yeah. Where's my line? My umpy bumpy. Corey actually cut out a small sliver here. So I'm just going to do that. I'm just the really smallest of slivers. Along there to the line, and on the other side, on this side, which would be panel 3, along here. There we go. And fold those two the way that we have just creased them, and then just snip those ends off. There we go. So that's what we've got. Okay, is everything folded? No, this isn't folded. So everything's folded, burnished, ready to go, I would have thought. The only other thing that we will do is trim a little bit down there, and possibly this one, but we'll see. So what happens is 4, 5, 6. 6 you fold over 5 like that, then you fold it up over 2, and why that should be longer I have no idea. I scored it in half. Oh well, we'll deal with it later. And then this one, number 3, comes over there, and then number 1 comes over there. Now that's just catching this bit and this bit actually. So I'm just going to trim that a little bit more, because we don't want it to catch and interfere with how it works. And just a little bit of this one. Not much, really not much. 1/8 of an inch, let's say. Let's try that and see if we need to cut any off here as well. That folds up there, that folds over there, and that folds in there. Yeah, maybe. So let's just trim a little bit off there. Okay, so let's try that again then. That goes over there, that comes up there, that folds down there, and that folds in there. That's it. Excellent. The only thing is that central section was longer, and I really have no idea as to why that would be. The foibles of my scoreboard possibly, but I'm going to just straighten them. Why not? I've got a little bit here sticking out as well, so I'm going to straighten it. There we are. So let's have a look at what we've got. So we've got this. Where is it? This is the cover. Goes like that. This goes like that. This comes like that, and that goes like that. So for those of you that have been following the Timmy folio-ish journal, you will see that this is very similar to something that we did in there, but I didn't have this problem with it. It just all went smoothly. So that goes to there, that goes to there, that goes to there, and that goes to there. Perfect. It's a lovely little thin thing. Now then, what Corey did was she scored an inch down on the left hand cover. Just get that straight and score an inch. Scored that on the wrong side. I'll fold it that way first, but I really want to fold it this way. That's just going to be a little tuck to pop whatever takes your fancy in. There we are. Lovely. So on the front you've got this. I think the time's probably come for me to ink everywhere, and then you'll see what the heck I'm talking about. So I'll pause it there and I'll ink everything. Right, so I've inked around everywhere, and hopefully now it's a little bit easier and you can see what the heck I was on about. So this is our flip here on the, you know, the cover. So what happens is this one folds on to this one, folds up to there, this one comes over there, and this one comes over there. And that basically is it. But you will remember that we have got our remnants. So with this remnant, the long 12 by 1 remnant, you can make a belly band anywhere you like. Any of these panels. What do I think? I think it might be quite nice there. Or maybe there. Yeah, maybe there. Maybe there. So let's cut that off at the height we want it. Pencil. I tidied all my desk up, everything. Which is, honestly, as anybody will know, never a good move, because you can never find anything ever again. I'll just ink round this before I stick it on, because it's virtually impossible once you have. And you can see with something as light as this paper, you've got journaling forever. You know, you really have. You've got so many sides to journal on, and it's a really thin thing. It would fit. You know, I know people say, oh, it would fit in a pocket. Well, yeah, but this actually would fit in a pocket. So I'm just going to straighten that up now, a bit more that way. So that's about there. Would you say that's right? A little bit there. I think that's about right. So I'll just make a mark there. And just a bit of glue. See, I even put my glue away. What's wrong with me? Where is my glue? My lovely glue contraption. Here. My gift from Linda. Such a fabulous thing. So, because I put it away, I even put the lid on it. So, just want a little bit of glue on the top. Look at that, just straight out the blocks. No messing. I love this contraption. Love it. Can't thank Linda enough for it. It's just fabulous. And let's just pop that there and let that drop where it wants to. And there's our belly band there on that one. Lovely. So that'll be a nice surprise when you open that. And there's a belly band. You could tuck photos in there, couldn't you? You know, if you were using all of this for journaling. Yeah, you could. So the other little remnant that I've got, I'm going to make a part belly band. And this really is Corey's idea. You know, I'm following her pretty faithfully here. And I'm just going to make myself a little mark to see where that comes to. I don't want the belly band to come all the way out. I just want it to come to there. So let's cut this off where we want it. Let's get that one piece. And I want it just inside that mark. So about there. So let's trim that off. I'm on the wonk. That's it. Not for the first time in life, eh? There we are. We've still got a little bit. We could make a horizontal belly band somewhere. So let's just quickly ink around that. There we go. And we'll glue that on there. Perfect. So you could put something sort of meaningful to you in there. You know, be it a photo or something. Does that look straight? Yeah, not bad at all actually. I'm just going to get an eraser and mark that, remove that line, pencil line that I put in. There we go. And oh, that reminds me, there's my Velcro dots. Let's close up this pocket, or flip, should I say. Bit of glue top and bottom. You really do not need much glue. Just give that a second to take. And then we just need our Velcro dots. Look at that, it's perfect. So, I want one dot on there, like that. Then I want one fuzzy piece, a fuzzy side down on that dot, and just bring that over, close it down and it will stick, and then there you go, you've got your little opening, easy as peasy. So the bit that we have got left is this bit, which is the 6x4, and I just want to make sure that's square, because it doesn't look awfully square to me. I think that's factory, so let's just square up this on 4. Yeah, no, that was not square. And this at 6. Oh no, it was 5.5, isn't it? So square that on 5.5. There we go. So now we know at least that's square. So with the little scoreboard, I'm just going to score this in half. And on this occasion, this is going to be the inside. So score that at 2. Yeah, and fold that over. Lovely, that looks like a good score line. There we are. We'll ink around this before we apply it. So just a quick swizz round with some ink. There we go, that's that. And this is going to go on here like that. So it's going to give us another little tuck, another little fold to put things in. So I'm going to glue one side and then see where the other side comes to, because sometimes they don't follow automatically. So I'm just doing one side and I'll make that the front. So I'm just going to fold it over like that, offer it up into there like so, just down a touch like that. That's lovely, and make sure that's pressed down along there. If you've got two very distinct paper patterns, this probably looks better, you know, because being a more contrasty. So just glue along there and along here. There we go. And fold that over. And just hold it for a second or two, let that glue take, but it's very quick glue, that tonic. I'm super impressed by the tonic glue. So there we have it. So we've got a little tuck here. I haven't got any paper, I don't think, to show you, but it's a little tuck here. This opens up, little tuck here, little belly band there. That opens up. Then look at all this journaling you've got in a little belly band there. But look at it all. I mean, there's masses there. And genuinely, you can fold that up and put that in a pocket. I mean, really, you can. So, that's that. Now, we're going to do something very similar. In fact, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to achieve the results quite differently. Exciting stuff, isn't it? I mean, if you wanted to, you could decorate these. Of course you could. I'm just thinking about journaling space, so, but you could easily add stickers or, you know, bits of ephemera, stuff like that, and decorate it to the hilt. You really could. But I want to move on with what I want to show you next. So, right, so for the kind of second project, which also runs into possibly the collage project, I'm not sure yet. I've looked at this paper pad that I've got. It's a Die Cuts with a View paper stack, 48 sheets. I've had it so long. It's embarrassing how long I've had some of these, but I buy them because they're pretty, and then I never use pretty stuff, so they get kept behind. This is the Dear Jane stack, and it's all to do with Jane Austen and, you know, her books and so on and so forth. So let's have a flick through, see what we fancy using. I don't want anything that's too directional, because something's going to end up upside down if that's the case. That's pretty, I love damask. Books, no, too directional. That's just too ordinary. That's very directional as well. Very pretty though. Very pretty. That hasn't got enough to it. It's a real background page, that one. Oh, Regency stripes. That would show up anything that's not quite right, wouldn't it? That, yeah. Oh, it's got her head in it, so yeah, that's directional. Heads only grow one way. That, no. That's nice and opulent, isn't it? Yeah, that might work. Let's put a marker in there, because that might work. That, no, too directional. Too directional. These little bits of ephemera, really, that you can cut out and use. I might use those later on, we'll see. We'll see. That's not awfully directional, but it's not very pretty. That's very directional. It's got a head. No. Oh, I love that Regency stripe. I just love it. I love stripes. They might come in useful. They're nice. 2 pages of them. Oh, that's that same, but on brown. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I've got 2 sheets of that. Then another Regency stripe, and that's it. Right, so our choices are this, ladies and gents. This one or this one. What you saying, Jim? Which one? Shout at me, let me know. I think I like this one. I think I do. So let's remove that. I like all the foiling on it and stuff. Looks very, you know, as I say, very opulent. So, right. Let's just check that that is 12 inches with the branding strip off. Oh, actually, you know, it's a little bit more. And it's things like that that get you in trouble. A little bit more. Yeah, so I am actually going to have to cut this to 12 by 12 before we start doing anything. Because I have had people commenting in my videos that they don't think that it's always them that's wrong, that sometimes the paper is not 12 by 12, and well, this one definitely isn't. So I'm going to get that right on the 12 there, otherwise all our score marks will be up the creek. Cut that there. So you see there's only that little bit there, I don't know if you can see that, but it's enough to make your score lines chunky, which is not what we want. And then this I want to just check is 12. So it's right on the 12 there. Looks like it pretty much is to me. But let's just, yeah, it's 12. Lovely. So the next thing we want to do is get this, if it's got a direction at all, get it facing up and take an inch off either the top or the bottom. Leave the sides, leave this piece 12 inches across that way and take an inch off either top or bottom, whichever suits your, what you're doing, what paper you're using. So I'm going to put that on 11 there. Make sure it's pressed down and cut that off. So we've got our 1 by 12 inch strip there for belly bands, etc. So there we have it, that's that. Now you may have noticed that this is one-sided. So what I thought I would do is show you how to collage. Ostensibly it's a masterboard, but it's not. It's going to be the inside of our little one of these. So I'm going to collage the whole darn thing. So I'm going to get out certain things that I use for collaging. I generally don't use pictures until I know which way is up. So I'm just going to remove some of these, preferably the ones that don't have the little illustrations on. I love the illustrations, absolutely love them, but I don't think so for us. I can use the other side of that, that would be alright. So I'm just going to take out 3 pieces of that. I might need more. If I do, then I do. And I've got some dictionary paper here, which is bright white, and that's all right. So I'll just tear that out. 3 sheets of it, and we'll see where we go. We might need more. And then I've got some music sheets. Ooh, ooh. So I'll take this one first. March of the Merry Men. Very boldly, but not too fast. So I'll use that. That'll be fine. And it's a nice creamy colour, so it's a contrast to the others. I've got some left from the last collage that I did, so I'm just going to add them into the mix as well. I'm just going to tear this, and it'll tear where it tears. And then just into sort of relatively random sized pieces. Some bigger, some smaller. Some will have music on, some won't. It's just the way it is. I'm going to tear this in two. There we go. And this one, well, let's tear this one in half-ish to start with. That'll be fine. Doesn't matter if they're not, you know, perfect rectangles or anything. That's not really what I'm going for. But you can, if you want, you can cut yours out with your trimmer until they're absolutely perfect rectangles. Did I say triangles? I did not mean triangles. This one I'll tear down there, so we'll get a narrower strip. Leave that one. So it really is random. You know, I've got no pattern or anything in my head. It's just randomness. And mind you, that's normally what's in my head anyway. Just pure randomness. There we go. And this one. And it doesn't matter which way the text's going. For me, I know some of you are absolutely fastidious about which way your text's going. With this, it's going to be quite difficult because it gets folded over and over, so you can't really tell at this stage. This is very soft paper. At this stage, which way your text's going to end up. So I would say just put it every way up, and you're guaranteed that some of it will be right. It really, honestly, does not matter to me if things are upside down, sideways, or whatever. I can understand that, you know, some of you don't feel like that. And that's fine. It's not one way we all go, as my mother would have said. So last page. There we go. Right, so I've got my big stack of papers here, and I have actually got the top facing the top, but that doesn't really matter. And I'm just going to use this cover as my gluing stick, and I'm actually going to use glue stick. I did, the last one that I did, I used matte medium, but I found it wrinkled the paper up just a bit too much. So I'm going to try glue stick this time and see what happens. It'll either work or it won't. I just want these sort of randomised somewhat, so I'm not always going for the same thing. So let's just start off with any old piece that your hand lights on. And this is a corner. So let's put it in the corner so the straight edges go along there. Might as well use it, haven't we? So there we go. I'll just stick a bit of dictionary in next. This is so thin that the matte medium really made it cockle badly. And I'm overlapping it in bits, other bits. You know, it's a big gap there, but we can fill that. Let's see if I've got my, yeah, I've got my Specsavers windscreen cleaner here, which is great for getting these down flat. What else have I got? Oh, my garden journal. Now that is upside down, and that is not bothering me because it might end up the right way up eventually, who knows. So let's start climbing up here. Yeah, I thought matte medium would be the perfect thing, but in reality it wasn't at all. So don't do as I did. So that's going to go there, just over the edge, like that. Marvellous. Oh, it looks nice. It looks nice. So this piece, it's got very little on it, but it's such a lovely colour. There we go. Don't worry about straight edges or anything like that. If they become bothersome to us, we can always put gesso on. But I think we'll be alright. Oh, wrong side. I'm just going to come along the bottom, then I'm going to turn it. My gluey spot's getting very gluey, very sticky, as you would expect. And I'm going to put that coming up the way, like that, just for a change. But I am heartened that there's not much of any cockling going on here. It's great. So a nice biggish piece of dictionary I can put there. I'm just going to turn this round, let that other side dry for a bit while I use this side. After it's done, 10 to 1 on, you'll have to come back and stick little bits down that you've missed. That's just kind of the way of what happens, really. Especially when you're using glue stick. But as I say, I tried the alternative, didn't like it. Nice big bit of music. So it really is random. You know, that's the thing. It's random, and you make it much easier on yourself if you do not have a sort of preconceived idea. You're just going in, sticking things down. There we are. So I'm just going to turn it this way now and move along this edge and up a little bit. Bit of dictionary. So things are going to probably start going a bit more this way. But, you know, like I say, I can't work out what's going where when it's finished. So I mean, I could if I really was obsessive, but I'm not, so I'm happy enough. You could use more than 3 types of paper. I just find that with 3 you get quite enough variation. Let's put that there. I'm going to have a little strip that we need to put in along the top there, but we can deal with that further down the line. Oops, it's a bit overly keen there, pulled a bit of paper off. Bit of nice music paper, bit of a bigger bit maybe. You don't have to get through your glue stick like this, but that's okay. So a bit of dictionary for here maybe. Let's go with that. I want a big bit, that bit. So this is the sort of thing, when your mojo has deserted you and you don't know what to do, you don't want to use up your good papers because you know it's not going to be a masterpiece that you create. This is a really good thing to do, and then you've got them for whatever you choose to do with them. Just hang on to them. They're nice. Bit of this. They're nice to have, and they're really useful as well because you can colour it. You can spray inks on it and do anything you like. There we go. Piece of dictionary probably. It's just getting really, really sticky. This is why I don't use glue stick actually very often. I can't bear it because everywhere it gets so sticky. But that's just the way it is. There we go. Piece of music. Whoops, a daisy. Pop that up there. And I just want a little piece of something up there. I'm just going to tear that music off there like that and put that up there. I think, oh, that's nice on the other side. Let's use the other side. There we go, and we can just trim the excess off when we come to that. Right, so I'm happy with that. I'm now going to turn it round again. And this way you don't get your pieces all going in a similar direction. Right, so let's have a look at this gardener's journal, dictionary thing, whatever it is. That would go there nicely. Doesn't want to come off. Just use the straight edge on the straight edge. There we go. And what am I going to put in there? A piece of dictionary. Whoops. There we go. That's it. And a piece of music. And you get the picture. We're just carrying on till we've got the whole piece filled. And I've got a little strip here that's going to need something like that. There we go. So I'm just going to work along to this corner here. A bit of that possibly. Oh, yikes. That's horrible. I think I'll have to put it that way. There we go, that's fine. Lovely. That's just going to be stuck on there forever, I think. So something else there. So piece of this would go there nicely. Let's see if the other side's dried yet. Yeah, that's a bit better. I might as well use that straight edge up the straight edge. Like that. Okay, and I've just got this awkward little bit here. I can put that there, but I need to come back because I'm going to have a little space there, which is not the end of the world. Oh, that makes life a little bit more awkward. Let's try and put that back. That does not want to go back there. That's what happens when you're a bit heavy-handed. Look at it, it's stuck to me. Ugh, yuck, yuck, yuck. Come off. Ugh, horrible, horrible, horrible. Right, okay, so a bit of dictionary. A little bit of dictionary, yeah, I've got a little bit of dictionary there, I can put there. Put that there. Be careful when I do this, don't get carried away. And I want something to cover there, but I'm going to put a piece of music along there, I think. Let's turn this to the back because the front is just getting beyond a joke now. Pop that there. Just want to put some glue along there and stick that down. So I've still got that little hole there that I need to fill with something, and I think a little bit of dictionary page is probably where I'm going with that. There we go, that's fine. So let's just make sure that's stuck. So let's move on to this. Right, I need some gardener's journal, I would say, down there. Gardener's dictionary. Lovely. Nearly there, just this some very small section to do. And piece of dictionary along there, then we've just got a little dot to fill in. Yeah, just that tiny weeny bit. Is that big enough? Yes, I believe it is. It's a tiny bit, but I think it'll do the job. So there we go. So that's it. That's our page completed. And as I say, once it dries, I'm sure you'll find bits that, you know, corners and edges that haven't really stuck. I've got loads of collage stuff left. Loads. I don't know what I thought I was collaging, but it's always worth sticking those just in a pocket or, you know, pot or something, so you've got them the next time you come to want to collage something. They're just handy, they're already cut up. Right, so now what I'm going to do is just trim off those edges where we've gone over. Neaten it all up. It's worth taking your time with this. You don't want to cut into your paper size at all, just around the edge. I'm glad we chose that, it's really nice. So the last edge here. Scissors are getting a bit sticky. There we go. So let's just put these sticky bits in the bin. And have a look at what we've got. Oh, doesn't that look lovely? Looks nice. Except I would say, for my personal taste, I would like to gesso on that. There's text going up, down, sideways, every which way. That suits me perfectly. I like that because when we score it over and flippy flop it, some will be the right way, some won't be the right way, but that's fine because this side will always be right. So I'm going to leave that to dry. Glue stick doesn't take forever to dry, but I'll give it about half an hour, and then I'll just have a go with a little bit of gesso over it. So tempted to use inks on it, but I'm not going to. And I'll see you then. I'll just give it space to dry. Okie dokie, I have left that, I would say, for maybe an hour, which is very patient for me. And I've sorted out my gesso. I spent ages looking for it because I forgot that I'd got rid of the golden primer that I had, gesso that I had, and I'd bought this De La Roni stuff, so yeah, that took a while. So what I'm going to do is just put a bit out on my media mat. Come on. Wait, not that much. No, not that much. We'll see how much we need. Now, I'm going to put this on with my fingers. You can brush it on. I just like the effect that you get when you put it on with your fingers. It's just a bit more, I don't know, messy, maybe is the word I'm looking for. You can just get it spread out nice and thin. No brush marks or anything. This is quite a lot of gesso there, isn't there? Yeah, I don't need that much. So all I want to do is just kind of knock that background back a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'm just going to work along the bottom, then I'm going to turn it around as we did when we were doing the collage. See, that bit looks better already to me. But that's just me. If you know, if it's not you, don't do it. I mean, I'm not saying that I won't use any ink or paint on this. I can't say it because I just might. Oh dear. I love mixed media. I just love it. So I'm just smearing that. That's what I'm doing. I'm smearing. There we go. Turn it round and we'll start up here. Yeah, I seem to remember the last time I used that gesso, I had rather a big splurge of it. But of course I forgot. And just rub it till it's the sort of opacity that you want, really. And if we decide to put ink or paint or anything on, then the bits with the gesso will take it up differently to the pieces that haven't got gesso on, and also the different papers will take it up differently as well. So yeah, it should be interesting if we do decide to do that, which I very well might. There we go. And see, I just think the bit that's done just looks so much better to my eye. Oh no, I don't want to be getting it on there. Ah, yikes, I don't want that. Let's just get some water. I forgot about the other side. Oh, well, I think I'm stuck with that little bit there. Just have to dodge over that when we decorate it. So let's clean this bit off then and be a bit more careful. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be more careful. Oh heck, I forgot about that. There we go. Right, there's no real damage done. There's little bits of gesso, but not too bad. It's not too bad. I wonder if I put it on some blue roll, if it would stop it going underneath. Let's try that. Where am I up to anyway? About here. I think here is kind of where I was. I find this so nice to do. And I'm sure you guys have seen me do this loads of times. Loads of times. So I'm kind of going over the edges of the pieces just to, I don't know, just to what? Unify it. Is that the word? Is that what I'm trying to do? Who knows? So there are some bits that don't have any gesso on, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. And just take your time and enjoy it. Enjoy the process. Just this corner a little bit now. There we go. Right, so now I'm going to have to do something about the centre. Oh, it's still going onto those edges, but I'll just have to live with it. I'm going for the centre now, so that shouldn't affect the edges of the paper pad, the pretty paper. Oh, that's rather a lot. Never mind. You can still see the book page underneath. So, with mixed media, generally, I would say it's all about the layers. It really is. And you put a layer on and kind of more or less cover it up, and people say, well, why did you put that first layer on? You've just covered it up. But it's there, and it all makes a difference. You can still see through to it. So just keep smearing it till it's what you want. I'm just going to put a bit on this, I think. So actually we've got some gesso pretty much everywhere. I'm just looking around now to see where I haven't got any. Haven't got any here. It really is difficult trying to get this with just a brush. It really, really is. Any more for any more? There's possibly just a little bit there. Maybe there. There's no stopping the woman. She's gone gesso mad. So there we go. That's that. I'm really happy with it. Actually, it looks loads better in real life than it does on the camera, but that's fine. And I'm going to clean up now, leave that for an hour or so to dry, and then come back to you. And we'll move on from there. Ugh, what a mess. See you soon. I'm really, really sorry. but I got carried away doing this, and I forgot to press record. But really, all you've missed is me doing this, and I've still got another half a page to do, so we're okay, I reckon. So I've just mixed up some paint that I thought needs to be a bit more orange than that actually, but I'll go with this, and then the next colour I put on, I'll make sure it's a bit more orangey. So I'm just dabbing it. There's no rhyme or reason where I am dabbing it. I'm just dabbing. Anybody, and I mean anybody, can do this. It's just dib dab. I just wanted to do something that didn't have too much water in it. I don't really want to buckle this paper if I can help it. So it's done so well. It's, you know, held up to everything else that we've thrown at it. So just, you know, I'm putting water in my paint to mix it a bit, but I'm not really. So this is the first of several colours I think that I'm going to add, and I'm just dibby dabbing, dibby dab. Mr. F's come to watch. He's wondering what in heaven's name I'm doing. You'll see, by the end it'll all look fine.
I gave up thinking that a long time ago.
Exactly, it's for the best. You don't need to know, mostly. So it's alright.
Keep me in the dark.
Well, I'm quite sure you don't want some full explanation. Which is good, because I couldn't give you one.
No, I say the full explanations when I'm doing something.
Ah, right. So I'm just putting some colour down. That's all, and it's just kind of hither and thither. And it's mostly just dibby dabbing.
More hither than dither.
Well, I seem to have moved into the more swipey than dibby dabbing, but you know, whatever. Just get some colour down on there, and then we can build up from there. I'm sort of governed by the colour of the paper, because I really wanted to use turquoise, but that's not gonna go with the paper, so I'm stuck with this sort of reddy browny sort of colour. Okay, that's alright, we've got some of that down. Right, so now I'm going to move into a more, it's more browny orangey actually, to be honest. So let's just rinse that off my brush, get a bit of blue roll, and right, what do I want? Well, this one is a real brown one. Let's just wet these paints. This one is a very browny reddy one, I think. Yeah, now how far off where I want to be is that? It's not far off at all actually. So let's get a good bit of that out there. Let's just take a little bit of this orange and add that through it. I think we're pretty nearly there, you know. That's amazing. Amazing. So mix up a good amount to, you know, 12 by 11 as it is now. So you're going to need quite a bit. A little bit of that orange in there. Give us a nice warm brick type colour. Just add a bit of water to that because it's a bit thick as it stands. There we go, and if we need more we can mix more. We remember what we did just about. So I'm just gonna, there's not a huge colour difference, but a little, and when it dries I think you'll see more of it. So just have fun, really have fun. I'm just going to put some water on here and just damp down this edge so it runs a little bit more. But as I say, I don't want to wet the paper overly much. So I just want that to run a little bit. So just adding water to that to the edges of it. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing now. It's kind of coming together a bit. Kind of. And I've always got the pure sort of browny colour to fall back on if I feel that it needs more, which it might. Let's just wet the edges of that, get it to move a little bit, and it'll go paler and paler with the more water that you add. So up into here, maybe down here a bit. Add some water to it, get it to move. Oh, you can see it rushing into the areas where I'm just putting the water, which is most pleasing. So it's starting to look quite nice. Just have confidence when you put your first colour down. Just have faith, you know, that it's going to be all right. And you know, if it's not, there's always gesso. You know, I might have too much colour on this actually, and if I do, that's fine, because like I say, there's always gesso. But I do like it when you add the water to it. Just softens it out very nicely. Yeah. I think the first red that I put on was a bit cherry red, a bit too cherry red for me, but it's on there now, so I'm living with it. I am living with it. Oh, that's nice down there. Let's just add some water to here and drag that out a bit. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Don't expect it to look like a blooming masterpiece. I mean, it might end up a masterpiece. You might be really fortunate and end up with a masterpiece. You might more likely, and I'm not saying that anybody out there can't paint. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, more likely than not, you'll end up with a piece that you think, yeah, it's all right. And as long as you're at that it's all right stage, then you're all right, aren't you? So I'm liking what I'm seeing actually. I'm going to have to mix up some more of this, which I think was largely this, wasn't it? And a little bit of orange, yeah, it was. So quite a bit of that. It's starting to look quite nice now. Yep, yes it is. So a bit of that, a little bit of this orange in it, maybe a little bit more, and a good whack of water just to thin that down. There we go. And then just carry on in a similar sort of vein. Pull that out. I think I'm going to kind of go around the edge and then come back to the middle probably. But you can see for all these two colours appeared to be very similar. There's a distinct difference, which is good. Just want a little bit more up there. Then just a bit of water, pull that out. Like that. And you're never sure what you're going to get. You know, don't care who you are. You're never sure how it's going to turn out. Could be good, could be bad. could be horrendous, could be a gesso job, but it's never a bin job. It's never a bin job. It can always be salvaged in some way. You know, I've done all this work to this now. It's not going in the bin. Even if I have to blink and gesso it, it's not going in the bin. But I don't think I will have to. I think it's beginning to look really nice. God, I'm not off using a lot of paint here. Just going to leave that darker edge down there. And maybe a little bit up here. Just willy-nilly. Willy-nilly. I don't know why I find that amusing. I just find that amusing. It's my childish. It's the child in me. There we go. So off we go up this side now. Bit of water there, just touch the edge of your paint and the water will do the rest for you. It'll just drag it out for you and it'll look pretty. Gonna have to mix some more up, guys. But it's starting to look quite nice. It's amazing, isn't it? It amazes me every time what you can achieve with just a little bit of paint. So quite a lot of that browny colour. So I've still got loads to do. And I made up my mind saying, oh, I didn't want that colour. Seeing as I've come this far, that I might as well carry on in a mixed media vein. So, you know, there'll be more layers going on, of course. I've started now. It's going to be difficult to stop me. I think I'm probably going to have to speed up part of this because it's going to end up being way too long. And honestly, once you've seen me do this a couple of times, you've seen me do it. There's no more magical tricks to it or anything. So now we've got to address all this section in here. I'm just going to pause you there and I'll come back when I've finished this. Right, so I've put my watercolours away and I've got out my, well, the watercolours as well, but the metallic. And I'm thinking that this one is the one that I want to use. It's slightly browner than that one, so let's mix up some of that. Yeah, that's quite a nice browny, coppery-ish maybe, slightly coppery. I don't know, it's nice though. And they do dry really sparkly, these ones. Come on, give me your paint. They're quite hard. I'll put some water on it for the time being. See if I can soften it. Just add some water to that, and then I'm just literally going to go in places and put bits of metallic. I don't want masses. I don't want to overload it with metallic bits. Just bits for interest. So I'm literally just dancing my brush around. Nothing difficult. Something we can all do. Maybe a little bit in here. So I'm not putting big swathes of it anywhere, just little bits. And when it dries, you'll see that it's really is glistening, shiny. Little bit in here. At the moment it doesn't look like anything special, just looks like the rest of the paints really. But it will look nice. You will look nice. See if we can get some more off there. I need a little scrubby brush to get some paint off there. To be honest, I haven't watered that down and it's much shinier. So maybe that's the way forward. So I'm not trying to paint anything. I'm not trying to paint flowers or anything. I'm just messing around with a paintbrush. Quite like those marks when you just put it down like that. They're nice. Yeah, sort of lines in it. I quite like that. Something different, isn't it? So a little bit of mark making. I'm not sure where we've been and where we haven't been actually. Let me have a look. Oh, been a lot of places. Maybe up in this corner could do with a little bit. There's definitely a much stronger shine to it when you don't let it down. Just put it on as is. Right, so let's see if we can see if there's a shine on that. Oh, I think you'd be struggling to see that actually. But I can see it, so that's okay. Yeah, that's alright. I think we're okay there. So is there anything more that needs? Does it need any bits gessoed, for example? Let's clean that up. I'm not sure. quite like it like that really. But I'm not sure. I think you might just be starting to see the shiny bits. There's a bit there. There's a bit there. They're all over the place actually. That doesn't really go with that, but it doesn't not go with it either, so I'm okay. Do I need a darker colour? Do I need any other colour? No, I think I just need to add kind of finishing touches to it. More marks. So let me get set up for that while that just dries a little bit. Right, so I've looked at a couple of stencils. This one's a Timmy stencil. It's numbers this way up and dots there. I quite like the idea of the dots. And this is Old Faithful Damask, which gets used for everything. But I do like it a lot. Yeah, so I feel I'm going to put some of that on. And I've looked at some gilding polishes. Any gilding polish will do, any brand will do. I've looked at gold, this one which is called Rich Red, which I thought kind of went with that, and this one which is called Blossom, and it's more pinky one, so I might not go for that one, but I might start with the red actually. So these come with an applicator in the lid, which is supposed to wash off every time. Of course I didn't. And then that unscrews, and then your goodiness is in there. So you just get your product all over your brush, and then you wipe it off, your applicator I should say. Then you wipe it off on the side, so it's loaded up. So let's give this a go. See if it wants to work. I think because I didn't wash my applicator, it's quite hard and it doesn't really want to work, but I'm not fussed if it's fragmented. Quite like the idea of it being fragmented. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, looks nice, doesn't it? Oh, you can't see it. This is rubbish. It's a rubbish demonstration because you can't see. You can't see what I'm doing. I'm just going to move that along. I'll show you in a minute what I'm doing. Yeah, it's really... I made my life awkward by not cleaning that applicator. But that's typical me. Here you go. I'll just hold this up so you can see. You see there, that piece? And there's another piece there. It does marry very well. It's a very similar colour. I think I'm going to use a piece of this Ranger, I forget what it's called now. Ranger something. Do you remember what that's called, Mr. F? This cotton...
Is it rub and soak or something like that?
I don't know what it was called, I can't remember. So I'm just going to use that instead of the applicator that I've botched up, and just keep moving this around doing small parts. Yeah, that's much better. Much better. Like I say, I don't want it all over and I don't want it to look too perfect either. So I'm just moving it around a little bit. And I'm just going to turn this over because I've no idea which way is up. That's general in my life actually, that I don't know which way is up.
Cut and dry.
Cut and dry,
Cut and
that's
dry
it.
Scrub it pad.
That's it. Cut and dry. Which is great. I really like it actually. It's useful. Very useful thing to have. Yeah, we're getting this pattern down. Just little bits here and there. And just this corner left to do. It's not the most dominant of patterns, I'll give you that. Can't really see it overly well, but we'll move on to gold after this. Let's see what happens with that. Right, so I have got some pattern down. Some areas you can see it more clearly than others, so let's just put that away. I love this Creative Expressions gilding polish. It's just real easy to use, dries quick, no messing with it. So I'm going to use the gold, what's it called? Gold Treasure gilding polish. And I'm just going to use the other end of my cut and tear stuff, whatever you call it. And I think I'll use the dots and just put little areas of dots. Let's just load this up. I want the other end. Oh, it's getting quite, oh, it's quite dry, that one. Oh, I've left it too long, it's gone dry. Let's see what else I've got in the world of... Right, okay, I've found this jar of stuff. It's called Pentart Antique Paste, colour bitumen. Looks pretty goldy, so I'm going to give it a go. Who knows if it's going to work? I've never used it before in my life. So I'm just going to try a little bit there. Yeah, looks like it's doing what I want it to do. Yeah, that's nice. So this whole thing is an experiment. And that's really... Oh, it smells like shoe polish. I'm not sure if this is how you're supposed to use it, but it's how I'm going to use it. So I'm just dabbing through this circle, this dotty, really I should say, stencil. Just here and there. That's all I'm doing. And you hopefully you can see the gold dots. I've also got this in white, which is very interesting, isn't it? Oh, this is lovely. I hope it dries, you know, within a reasonable period of time. Doesn't take like 3 years to go off. Oh, that's lovely. Lovely, lovely. Just get a bit more on my thing. Some in the middle. Some down here. Oh wow, this really is nice. I mean, I love the damask, but you couldn't really see it, if I'm honest. So there we are, we've got gold dotties on here. And that's nice, I like that. We're just working more and more on this, which is not what I had in mind. But you know. So I've got the same thing, antique paste, in white. So I'm wondering, I managed to get this stuff everywhere. I don't know how I'm so messy. I'm wondering if I should put some white in. Hang on till I go. Right, I've been dumpster diving. Finest quality dumpsters. And I've come up with this brand new Tim Holtz stencil that Jen and Mike sent me. And I like this grid here, this squared grid. So I'm going to give the white a go. I honestly have never used this before. but we seem to be experimenting today, so let's crack on and experiment some more. So I've cut myself a new piece of foam, and I've got some on there. Too much, I think. Never mind, we'll try it. And I'm just going to go through that and see what it looks like. Oh, it's not very opaque, and it's taking the colour, watercolour off. Oh, hang on, might be happening. Might be happening. A little bit, but not much. It's got a gorgeous smell. I'm going to do that in other places. See what happens. Just see what happens. Need to be doing it over the darker areas, really. I can't get into that with this sponge. Yeah, it's really hard to see. Very, very hard to see. So I think I'll call it a day with the white. It's not bold enough. You can see it, but it's really not very bold. So I'll leave that alone. Probably alright over acrylics that aren't gonna re-wet and come back to life, sort of thing. But over watercolours, it doesn't seem to be, it's picking up the watercolour as it goes. So what else do I want? Well, I've got numbers. I've got to hand. Yeah, numbers is probably it. Now I don't know about numbers because they are going to end up one way or the other, aren't they? But if this is the top, then I'm probably alright doing them this way. So let's have a go with some numbers. And I'm very tempted to use black. Might have to go back over with a little bit of gesso. But I'm very tempted to use black. Which black shall I use? That is such a good question. Let me go diving in. Oh, I had pause on all that time. Right, well, I think I forgot about pause the last time, so I don't know if you missed the whole white debacle or not, but I was saying that it doesn't really show up. You can see it, but it's not very vibrant. So I've decided to add some numbers, and because it gets folded that way, I think I'll be all right if I put the numbers vertically on the piece of paper as we look at it. So that's what I'm going to do. I probably want some masking tape, to be honest. Is that masking tape? Is that masking tape, Mr. F?
Yes.
Oh, there's some masking tape. I'll use this. Familiar with this. And I'm just going to mask off. So I've just got one run of numbers. Let's just remove my would-be masterpiece. And put that there.
Duct tape if you want low tack.
No, this is fine. Thanks. Be grand. It'll do the job. And just down here as well. Just so I've just got one row of numbers. And I can... Hello, Catkin. What's the matter? Oh dear.
Need food. It's now the two things that you go out for food.
So there we go. That's that row of numbers masked out. So where's my doodah? Here it is. Right, so I can put this anywhere I like, and I don't have to use the whole row, which I quite like the idea of. So I've got my black gesso because, to be honest, it was the most accessible black I had. So let's just put a little bit of that out. You don't really need much when you're stenciling. I'll put that out. If I need more, I can get it, can't I? And I'm going to use the other end to where I put the white, which does absolutely have the nicest smell.
It's the other end.
It's gorgeous. I could become addicted to sniffing. That's lovely. Haha, that'd be funny. Miss P's not available today. She's stoned. Oh dear. So just pick up a little bit of that on your sponge thing or whatever you're using, stencil brush, whatever. And then I'm just going to go through that stencil, but not all of the numbers. I'm not sure this is the best stuff to go through stencils, but it's what I've got, so it's what I'm using. Sadly lacking in the stencil brush department, actually. Right, so there we go. Just put some numbers in there. Oh, look at that. That just lifts the whole thing. And my spirits, may I say. Lifts my spirits. So let's put some more down towards the bottom, over the top of those gold dotties. Make sure I've got enough on here. Might be being a bit stingy. So I'm going to start with that number 1 and go down right to the end. Oh, I like this. It's really giving it some character, isn't it? Yippity-doo-dah, it is. So let's put some up this side here. Just be careful not to come past the end, because that's not a good look. Looks like I'm doing the whole thing. Look at that. I'm doing all of it. Way, I moved. Oh, it's gorgeous. I love this. I love it. It's come to life now. Let's just turn that round and put some where I haven't already got them. So I've got them here and here, so I'm going to put one about here. I need some more paint down. Isn't that always the way? So I want to do that 7. If I can get into it. Yeah, okay. I think that's alright. Yeah, lovely. Just a wee touch more paint. What did I do with it? Here. This is PBO black gesso. And it's nice. I have no problem with it. It's really nice. Nice consistency. I like it being in the tube. You just get out what you need. So all things considered, it's a hit with me. I'm going to put these on the other way. Load my sponge up. And I'll just start down at the bottom, halfway down that row of numbers. There we go. Maybe one down here. Seeing as I've got the paint out, I might as well, hadn't I? This is not what I intended doing with you today. I don't mind telling you. But we've gone off at a bit of a tangent. There we go. Right. So I think the thing to do is leave that till it's dry, although that feels dry already. Yeah, must dry quite quickly, that. So I don't need wash that. I never wash my stencils. They just take their chance in life. Life's too short. But I can take the masking tape off, because if you leave it, it tends to, I don't know, affix itself to the stencil and you just can't get it off. So that's that. And it's beginning to look really nice. I think I might want some white on it, given that that didn't work very well. So I need to have a look and see if I've got some bleed-proof white, which I have somewhere. But where? That's the question. And anyway, it's time to eat. So I'll leave that for the time being. Wash my hands up, which are very colourful. So I hope you like that so far. I like it. It's interesting. Interesting. And we'll see what sort of booklet it makes when we come to make it up. So I'll see you soon. Right, okay, I've left this overnight. I just walked away from it and left it. And I'm really surprised how flat that is. It's not cockled at all. What an amount of techniques this paper's taken. Incredible. Anyway, now we're going to make our little booklet up again, or attempt to. So with the 12-inch side across the top, I'm going to score it at 4, and just have to be careful with this now that it's properly lined up. So score it at 4, score it at 8, then swivel it 90 degrees and score it at 5.5. Whoops. I'm going to do that the other side. There's a lumpy bit there and it's difficult to score on, so 5.5. So I'm really pressing on that to get through all that, you know, the papers that we stuck on first and everything. And I'm going to fold those on the score lines. First up, let's make sure I've got that exactly on the 5.5. That doesn't look like it's right. That's right there. That's right there. So that's folded in half. So I've just got a lumpy bit here. It must be the paper or some papers that are stuck down, I think. But let's crease that in. And then let's do the other ones. Right, so there we go. Which way's up? This way's up, I think. Right, so I need to cut out this section, the sort of 1, 2, 3, section 4. So I think I'll do it on this side. It's kind of easier to follow the lines on this side. So I'm going to cut this one quite generously. And that one on the line, I think, was what we did to get it to work. Come on, it's holding you up. There we are. So that's our section 4 removed, and then I need to cut along here. So I need to cut above and below that score line and just remove a little bit out of there. Fold those over, snip that out. There we go. Right, so now theoretically that should go to there. This looks like this might be a little bit long, but we can deal with that. That goes to there, that comes over, and that goes over. So yeah, I need to remove a little bit down this side, but that's fine. We can do that. Even Corey had to do that when she was doing hers, so I don't feel bad about that. So just a little bit off there. And a little bit off there. Let's see what we've got now. That goes to there. That goes up like that. That comes in. And that comes in. Perfect. Perfectly perfect. Everywhere's straight. My goodness, what's going on? So, you can ink round it if you want to. I don't know that I want to really. I really like this. It's lovely. I think I'm just going to leave mine like that. So anyway, the thing is, we have our original 12 by 1 piece that we cut off, and that now we can make our belly bands, etc. out of that. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. Just checking where that line was. Pencil. I'm just going to mark it on the other side. Actually, it's going to be easier to see. So about there. Let's just trim that. Oops. Errant water bottle. There we go. So there's no inking going on, so I don't have to ink this piece. Wondering whether to put it there. I think I might put it there. Thing is, if I put it down here, I'm contending with that, so I think I'm going to put it up there. I've had this standing all night without the lid on. And it didn't like it. must be a pin somewhere on this table. Can't believe there's not a pin here. There's a pin in there. This is just all sorts of detritus that I pick up from my desk, and it just gets bunged in here. That's my fault because I just left it sitting there. And it's really warm in this house when the fire's on. Right, so I'm going to pop that there. So just fold that over to get the right mark where I need to be. Does that look about halfway? Yeah, I think so. Don't think we're far off anyway. So that's there. Then we need another one on here. It's a shame about the white gesso, but you know, heidi ho, it's just one of those things. Oh yeah, we didn't score this. You score that and fold it over. Oh, we're going to lose all our lovely lines. Oh well. Just the way of the world. Our lovely numbers, I meant to say. So you score that at 1 inch. You'd score it more, you could score it less, I suppose, or not score it at all. Stick that down. Oh, what a shame about our numbers, but you know, casualty of war is what it is. Well, I think I can honestly tell you this now. It's been in the offing, which is why I've been a bit missing in action. Only a little bit. Last Sunday's premiere I was missing. But we're moving house. Yay! We're going to move to a bungalow because, you know, we're obviously not getting any younger. And we thought it was prudent to move now before we get really old. That doesn't want to stick because it's so thick. So let's put a fair bit of glue on it. Yeah, so it's about 50 miles away. I mean, where we are, you could describe it as quite remote, really. And we thought that we should be moving closer to shops. We're not city dwellers or town dwellers, really. So we didn't want to move to, you know, somewhere busy. We just don't want that. But we found a bungalow. It's about, as I say, 50 miles away, and it's only 4 miles to the nearest shops, which is great improvement. And it's 4 miles on decent roads, whereas here it's 8 miles and it's on really, I mean, they're not dirt tracks, but they're twisty, twiny, little narrow roads. So yeah, all ways up. We're really happy about it. And over the next, well, for the next couple of weeks, we'll be carrying on clearing things out and packing things up and whatever, and then we'll be ready to move, I'd say, in about 2 weeks' time. So, you know, there might be some missing videos, but I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I can keep the videos going. Right, so that's going to go there. Let's just make a mark, shall we, where that comes to? Where's halfway? It's 5 1/2, so that's 2 1/2, 2 3/4. 2 3/4 is there. So I'll just put a little mark there. So I can't go any further than that. So let's trim that off. About there. And we should be okay. Chopper. Wow, it's a really dark morning this morning. It's horrible. It's rainy and really sort of misty, to be honest. It's real sort of mist on top of the fell. It's just gloomy. Gloomy is the word. Let's make sure I've got that on the edge there. Yeah, that's lovely. That was lovely before I moved it. It's not bad, that actually, it's okay. There we go. I'm just going to erase that pencil mark while I remember that it's there. Gosh, that's difficult to erase. And then I'm going to put on my little Velcro dots. Did I leave them out yesterday? Yep, here they are. So let's put one on. Oh, picked up two. There we are. So one on the end of there like that, and fuzzy bit to match over the top, and pop that down. There we go, perfect. Right, so now all we want to do is add this to the outside. So I want it to measure 5.5 always up. So let's just straighten this out. That is a factory edge there, so 5.5. I don't think it's far off actually. And this I want to be 4. Yeah, well, it wasn't far out at all. That's going to go there. I could put it that way, but no, I don't like it that way. Right, so I'm just going to crease this in half. Which way does it fold? That way. So let's crease it on here, 2 inches. Fold that over. I'm actually not going to bone folder this. It works better if you don't. I've got a mark on there, so I'm going to make this the... Oh, no, it goes that way, doesn't it? Yeah, you silly banana brain. Oh, that's cracked now. I'm going to have to put it on that way. It's going to have to go on that way. That's okay, looks nice. Can you see the 3? Yeah, okay. Yes, you can. Right, so let's put some glue up there and down here. We'll just do it half and half. So this side first. Give that a chance to stick. Then the other side. And then I'm just going to clip that just for a minute or two. Clothes peg, I don't think I need a clothes peg. So I'm just going to clip that there and clip it there just for a minute and let it be, and I'll come back to you in a sec. Right, okay, so I've been deciding in my head which side I want to put the collage on, and I really like this side, and I don't really want to cover it up too much, so I've decided to build my journaling and collage on this side. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've looked at my box of coffee stained papers, some from Keung, some from Janya. They're all gorgeous. They are all gorgeous, some of which we've stained ourselves. I like this lined paper that Janya sent me, so I'll get some of that out. I think that will do the job nicely. And yeah, it's going here. So what I'm going to do is just, what am I going to do? I'm just going to cover basically all of these sheets with coffee stained paper, leaving about a good 1/4 inch margin all the way around. So we've got some journaling, some. So I'll do that and I'll see you back again. Right, I made a boo-boo. If I stick it onto this side, I can put it on those panels. But this panel has got a belly band on it. This little, small little belly band here. So I can't obviously put brown paper, coffee stained paper over all of it. And then when you fold that over, this has got the pocket on the back, so I can't use that either. So I'm going to have to put the journaling on the collage sides. So it's no big deal, be alright. Just I didn't really want to cover up all of that, but that's what's happening. I should have folded it the other way, so as this was the outside, but I didn't, so let's just live with that. We have no choice. So this is one of the pieces that already stuck and had to get Mr. F to peel it off for me. But it came off in one piece, so I can use it again. So I'm not wasting that lovely paper from Janya. Maybe up a touch back there. That's fine. It is a shame to cover that collage up, it really is, but such is life. Worse things happen at sea, so they say. I don't really know what happens at sea that's so worse than anything that could ever happen, but you know, that's what they say, isn't it? Okay, and another bit for here. Glue stick's behaving itself but slightly better today because it's not quite so warm in here. We haven't got the fire on. So, I mean, it's warm because we had the fire on all day yesterday and into the night, to be honest. But the glue stick is behaving better. There we go. You can still see bits of that really pretty collage. Oh, just tore that corner off. There we go. And this piece as well. So basically I just coated it and folded it. Speak of the devil, there's Mr. F putting the fire on. Because we're moving, we've got loads of stuff, we're selling loads of stuff, really oddball things that I don't even know how or why we acquired them. But Mr. F keeps coming downstairs with things saying, do you want this? No, I didn't even know we had it. Oh well, I'll sell it. And I mean, at the moment, what he's parcelling up are two, I don't know, probably need to show you them actually. They're indescribable unless you can see them. These. And they are lampshades. You know, your pendant goes there and your bulb goes here, you screw it in, blah blah. And there's your, look at that. I mean, oh dear, how did we end up with them? I don't know. But yeah, Mr. F does, because he acquired them, no doubt. Well, I didn't, so he must have done.
There's a profit in them somewhere.
So yeah, that's the sort of thing he keeps coming downstairs with. Do you want this? He'll say to me. I don't think so, no, is the general answer. So that's going to fold up there, that's going to fold up there. So we could, if we wanted to, also put journaling on here and on here. Not that one, it's got the belly band on. That's the front cover. So yeah, we could if we wanted to. So I think I will actually maximise the journaling potential. And then when it goes into a journal or whatever, it's really serving a purpose, isn't it? Which is what we want. Right. There we go. And one more piece. You have to say, my love? Oh, water. Yeah, so you can see what sort of weird household we live in when we've got molecular lampshades. There's a pair of them, did I say that? No, there's a pair of them, so yeah. Somebody wanted them though, somebody's bought them. So whilst all this is going on, I just sit and craft. Right, so we've got journaling, 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 journaling. We need a little belly band, a little journaling card for there, something to tuck into there. A little bit of something to tuck down there, and then a little something in there and something in there. So let me get organised on that and I'll come back to you. Right, okay, I think we're kind of dry, sorted, doing all right. So here comes the actual collage challenge part of this, and it's collage challenge week 18. Here are the prompts. Die cut, or a fussy cut if you haven't got a die cutting machine, that's fine. Book page, number, that's apart from the book page. You can't just put book page in with numbers on it. It's got to be a separate number, and a stencil. So die cut, book page, a number and a stencil. Okay, so just 4 this week. So I'm waiting to see what you do with them. So I'm going to use my collage in my little flippy floppy book. And I'll show you how I do a couple, and then really the rest will just be the same. So I'm going to go for the stencil first, and I'm going to use this leaf stencil that I got from Lavinia Stamps, and just pop that on there. And I'm using fired brick because it's kind of this colour. It's very much this colour. So I'm just going to put a bit on my brush and just come in from that corner. And I still want to be able to journal over this, so I don't want it too dramatic. I think that's fine. That's nice. That looks nice, doesn't it? I have to say that looks nice. Oh, bless you, Mr. F. So the next thing to add is the book page, and it's just a bit that we already had torn actually out of that Gardener's Botanical Dictionary or whatever it is. So that's going to go there. So let's glue stick that in place. I think I was a bit keen. Put my glue stick away. This is very, very soft paper, it really is. Quite fragile. So I'm going to put it down the opposite corner. Like that. Then, right, I've selected, this is a leaf die that I got off Ali actually. I don't know if you can you see it there. Maybe we need to come in a little bit. I'll ask Mr. F if he'll bring us in. So yeah, that's better. We're in a bit more. So I don't know, it was just really cheap. I saw it and I thought, oh, that'll go through my tiny Timmy. So that was the reason why I bought it. But actually now I've got it, I'm really, really happy with it, because the stems are so thin, you can bend them. You can make them go where you want them to go. For this one, I don't think we need to do too much bending, but if I put that up there, then I've got this number, which is from Witchcraft. You do their labels. Labels number 4, I think it is, Kit. And I thought about putting that there. I think that looks nice. I like it. So that's what I'm going to do. I need to chop this off. I'll chop it off there, and then if I need to stick another bit over the number, I can do. So let's stick this leaf down first, and this is craft paper. That's right, that was another prompt. Oh no, Judy, sorry. It was another prompt using craft paper. That's why I cut my leaves out in craft. So either card or paper, whatever. So yeah, sorry, the amended list is die cut, book page, number, stencil and craft. Yeah, I forgot about the craft. That's why I cut my leaves in craft, because that was one of the prompts. So there we are. Forgot. So let's just glue this down. I think Mr. F's almost finished wrapping his atomic light bulbs up, so light shades. So he's stopped making a racket doing that. He'd probably make a racket doing something else. Yeah, he's cleaning the fire now. Yeah, we don't have a fire where we're going, where we're moving to. So that's something less to do every day. And that needs to get stuck down there. Big bold number, very nice. And you know, by the end of this I've left not a whole lot of journaling space. But you know, that's the way it goes. So do I want another little piece of this? Possibly. Possibly I do, so let's just cut that off. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Every time I get to this stage, excuse me, got a frog in my throat, and I think, oh, I should have cut those die cuts out of, should have put double-sided paper on the back. But once again I forgot. So there we are, that's that little collage done. And it's really effective, I think. I like it a lot. So let's do one more and then I'll carry on doing the rest. So when we come to this one, we look at it this way. So we need to build a collage in the bottom corner. So I'll just do my leafy bit in the top corner there. That's fine. It's lovely, in fact. Really like it. And then a bit of the leaf, which I'm going to cut about there. Oh, I think I put the book page down first, didn't I? Yeah, I believe I did. So let's find the book page. Have I got any more bits? Oh, there's one little bit there. Any more? Any more for any more? Oh yeah, it's loads. Loads and loads. So let's use this bit. We'll just tear off the margin on the bottom because I don't need that. That's going that way. That should work though, shouldn't it? Should still work. That there. And a number. That's going to be all right. So I'm just going to stick those down and I'm going to stick them all down and then come back to you, see what you think. You might like it, you might not, but it's up to you then to go off and make your own version. Okay, so I think we have a completed little project here, not before time. This is a little journaling card that I've slipped into the front. I've just stenciled opposite corners there. It matches that so perfectly. It's amazing, really. So that just slips into there. Then we've got our Velcro fastening. And we've got a little journaling card in there. Probably could have made that bigger, but that's what he is. And then a little journaling card inside that belly band. And that flops open. And here we've got two collages. The stenciling, everything just as I showed you. Just the two little collages there. Then this flips down And in here, in this belly band, got a journaling card, and I've just put the stencil on opposite corners. I've done that with all the journaling cards. So that goes in there, and they're all backed, ready to use. And when you remove it, you get to see that lovely mixed media piece that we did. So that goes into there. And a collage here that flips open. And we've got 2 collages here, opposite way on. So I stenciled, you know, these corners that meet. So I think that looks nice. So that flips over there, that flips over there, that flips over there, that comes round there. And then on the back, on the other little pocket that we made, we've got a little journaling card. And as I say, they're all backed and ready to go. So there we go. There's our project. There's my journaling collage challenge for the week. My little flippy floppy thing, which had to make an entry somewhere. It's very, very simple. I know, you know, I saw this Corey make this, but it's very, very similar to one of the pages I'd put in the Tim Holtz one. So kind of mixture of the two. So there you go. I hope you like it. It's a shame that you can't see more of that beautiful mixed media background that we did, but I think you get, you know, you can see enough. You get the, once that's out as well, you do get to see quite a bit of it. So I feel it was worth doing. It was interesting anyway, and I hope that, you never know, you might learn something along the way. I doubt I can teach you very much, but you might have excuse me, you might have freed yourself up a little bit to do a mixed media piece, which would be fabulous. I'd love to see them. So let's just put this back together, and I think we can call it a day. So at this stage, it only remains for me to say thank you so very much, very, very much, to everybody that donates to the channel through the Ko-fi site. The link is down below should you wish to donate, but there is no obligation. There really isn't. We do these for free, and we are supported by the people that do donate to Ko-fi, but it's not, you know, it's not mandatory or anything. You don't have to. With that said, thank you all very, very much for staying with me through what I feel has been a really long project, but I hope it hasn't come out too long. And I hope that I will see you again through the week with more of the Timmy Flippy Flappy. It needs decorating now, and then that's that. Well, a little journal for the middle. We need to do that as well. But I'll see you through the week. Take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for your for joining me today, joining us today, and we'll see you again real soon. Take care now, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye from us both. Take care.